Hey guys, Kevin and Monase here from the Elite Academy of Martial Arts. I'm going to show you guys how to do Meet the Force in Kali. So we'll use our blades today, but you can actually do it with sticks or soft sticks even. So wooden sticks, batons, something like that. You can use it with knives, beer bottles, improvised, any type of improvised weapon. Today we're going to use a bladed weapon, which is our swords. Okay, so meeting the force. The way you train this skill develops the timing so that when someone's swinging a weapon at you, you strike their hand. So if I had a bat and he had a baton or crowbar or something, he's going to strike my hand, damaging my hand, causing me to release my weapon. Okay. In this case, we're going to have purpose weapons, which are swords. And same thing, the best and the safest way for him to cause me to lose my weapon and stop attacking him is simply striking my hand and destroying my hand, causing me to lose my sword, hopefully making me go and try to stop the bleeding, and he can just be on his way or kill me if the situation calls for it. Okay. So the drill is going to be angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do it in a pattern to keep it simple for learning purposes. Later on, I can feed randomly. So Monase is going to feed me 1 through 5. Okay, he's going to go angles 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it won't be this close, so he's going to back off a little bit. And now I'm more long range, see no one can touch. So when Monase comes in to cut me that angle 1, I'm going to dodge away. I don't want to be in range of that hit. Okay? As he's cutting that angle 1, I'm going to take my hand, and it's called Meet the Force because as he's swinging, my hand is going to hit into his hand, or my weapon is going to hit into his weapon hand along the fingers of the hand or along the wrist like that, cutting. Okay, with the stick, you just smash whatever. With the sword, you're going to cut whatever you can, and hopefully damaging enough where he loses the sword. So when he swings that angle 1, I'm going to back away and cut the wrist. You see it? So hopefully with this gununting, I lopped off his wrist. So that's angle 1. Angle 2, start within range or slightly out of range. As he comes in, he should be coming in and being able to touch me. And I should sway away, cutting his hand, making sure that blade passes me by. Does that make sense? So there's an in and out fork, and then there can also be an in and out with a side-to-side movement. So when he hits that angle 1, I can cut to the side too. So I went away and to the side. If he cuts that angle 2, I can go away and to the side to damage his arm and be away from the weapon side. Okay? 3, when he comes, I'm cutting on top. My hand is going to cut an upward angle, like an uppercut, as he's cutting that 3 across, so that my hand is no longer in the way, and I'm cutting his arm as I come up. Same thing on the 4, I'm cutting an upward, okay, avoiding this blade cutting like that. And on 5, as he's thrusting right at me, I'm going to step to the side and slash down, and that should cut right off the wrist. Okay, so again, angles 1, 2, 3, cutting here, 4, okay, he comes in 5, and I step, 1. I just cut right down on that wrist. That's meeting the force. We do meet the force, follow the force, tikbis, which is all forehand, and ordabis, which is all backhands. And once you do 1 through 5 with those 4 methods, then you can free it up, and now you have a response for anything. I can just randomly hit Monase as it's going. My goal is just to stay out of range of his weapon and damage his hand. It's called defanging the snake. And basically, once I defang the snake, which is his fangs or his hands or his weapons, if I can damage them enough, he's no longer a threat to me. I may be able to just ignore him now. In reality, if he broke into my house, he has a crowbar, he has a machete, he found a big log on the side of my house and brought it in and broke it. And I grabbed my kitchen knife, I grabbed a crowbar, I grabbed my tennis racket, and I smash his hand, breaking his hand, making him lose his weapon. I can then hopefully fight him off easier now because he doesn't have a weapon, or maybe injuring him enough where he just leaves the fight altogether. He dropped his stick, his crowbar, whatever. Hand is broken. He's in a lot of pain. He goes, man, this is too much trouble. He leaves my house. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Some people go, oh, you're training weapons, so why don't you just walk away? If you could walk away from every situation, there would be no need for anyone to train any martial arts ever. Okay? So that's not always the case. Sometimes you can't walk away. Right now we're using a sword. Not very likely. But this sword can become a baton. Okay, it can be used, it can be a hammer, it can be a tennis racket, it can be a baseball bat, and I can still do the same things. All right, so again, he's going angle 1, and I cut. Angle 2, I'm dodging and cutting. 3, I'm going this way. 4, Okay, and 5, I cut to the side, hitting downward. Okay, so 1 and 2, I'm cutting an angle 1 and 2 also. When he cuts an angle 1, I cut an angle 1. When he cuts an angle 2, I cut an angle 2. Ducking, okay, stepping and moving out of the way. And then 3 and 4, I'm actually cutting an 11 and I'm cutting a 12. I'm doing uppercuts, okay? And then 5, I'm just cutting an angle 1. Down. Does that make sense? Okay, guys, so I brought some other weapons other than this sword because most likely you won't be using a sword. So we have this water bottle. It represents like a bigger bottle, like a wine bottle. We have smaller bottles like that, plastic ones. That represents more like a beer bottle, okay? I have a little bat here. I have another baton. This is a little bat too. It's like a raised bat that I sanded and put some teak oil on. So this makes a really nice baton. This is a tomahawk, but it can also be a hammer. So it looks very similar to a hammer with the head and the pole as the spike in the back. Okay. So let's do some techniques with this, doing the same thing. So Manase, I'll give him the bigger bottle. But he grabs a beer bottle or something. This is at a bar. I'm in the corner of the bar. I can't talk my way out of it. You know, he's cornered me in the back. It's crowded, and there's no way to run. And he's already picked up a wine bottle or a liquor bottle, and he's going to clock me. And, of course, I grab my beer bottle, my beer mug, and he tries to hit, and I step out of the way. Boom. I crack him across the arm, hopefully making him lose the weapon. Does that make sense? Hopefully that hurts enough where I go, hey, man, chill out, I'm sorry, you know, and I go away. You can't go, oh, walk away from this. Well, if I'm cornered, I can't walk away. When I was younger, I was in a situation, I was cornered in the back of a cafe, and I could not walk away, and someone pulled a knife on me, and the waitress saved me. Otherwise, I would have been dead. You tell me to run, walk away from that. I couldn't walk away. They were going to stab and kill me. So that's why I think sometimes people say, oh, just walk away. There's sometimes you just can't walk away. They're trying to kill you. Okay? So he swings 1, I step and hit. Swing 2, I get out of the way. 3, I get out of the way, hit the hand. 4, and 5. I love these plastic bottles. It doesn't hurt Manase at all, but it's a good representation of like glass bottles. Okay, guys? Same thing. Maybe Manase broke in and he has a bat. Lots of people have bats, right? They can find bats. I went to the Goodwill and bought these bats for $3, okay? So same thing, I have a bat or some type of baton. I could have just picked up a piece of wood, and he swings, and I'm going to hit him 1, 2, 3, 4, and stepping out 5. Meeting force, okay? And he'll still keep the bat, and I have a hammer or a tomahawk or something. Now with the tomahawk, it'll hook, so you have to avoid hooking the hand. You really have to hit with the head of the hammer, okay? So if he goes, I'm going 1, smashing with the head, 2, smashing, 3, smashing, 4, smashing, 5, getting out of the way and smashing. Now with the hook, sometimes you'll mess up and it'll smash inward like this with the hook. And then you would do tomahawk style techniques where you pull out of the way and then clear. Okay? Good. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Thanks, Monte. Okay. Thanks, guys.